Hello, hello.
Hello. Jhonattan Vegas joins us now at the 107th PGA Championship. A heck of a start for you today. How would you summarize your first round?
Oof, incredible, obviously. I mean, any chance you get to shoot 64 at a major championship is always great, right? Obviously with the conditions yesterday, I didn't really see that score coming, but I think I got lucky that, that I was able to tee up very late and the course obviously is drying very quick. So I was able to take advantage a little bit of those, conditions at the end of the day today. So, obviously a solid round from beginning to end, good way to start.
That's great. Questions? Juan?
So for me, I was saying, it looks like you've been digging and exploring for a while, and finally you find a steady supply of oil, no, in your game, no? So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, the game has always been there,
Yeah.
Obviously, I've gone through a lot of injuries and all that type of stuff, and hasn't been easy the past few years, but the game has always been there, It's about, putting it together and playing your best when it's time to play. Obviously, I haven't been able to do it at the bigger events, at the majors, so, it's a goal that I have in mind to put myself in this type of position, so, we started the right way.
Can you tell us about your last 6 holes, like 4 to 9?
Obviously, we know that at this course, those are some of the scoreable holes here. 4, obviously, you get a shorter hole on 5, a shorter wedge on 5. 7, 8 are scoreable holes. I mean, they're not easy, but they're scoreable. So that, you can take advantage of that. Obviously, I feel like I was playing well, and it's kind of one of those things that you stay in patience through the round. I made a great up and down on 2, which was my 11th hole, and made a great par save on 3. And then obviously that kind of opened the gate for some of the scoring holes, and I was able to do them. So, it was just like one of those rounds that kept building, and it came all together at the end.
Jhonattan, hi. Many congratulations. Fantastic round. Take us back to your homeland when you were a young kid. How did you get started in the game of golf? How did you actually learn to play golf?
Well, that's a long story. I don't think we have a lot of time for that. But it was one of those things that my dad grew up near a golf course, and he kind of grew up caddying at that place as a little kid. And he, picked up the game that way. And, when he had us, we grew up near an nine-hole golf course, all, owned by the old companies. And, we had access to a course, and plus the love of my dad for the game, put it together, and we started playing, which is odd because, obviously Venezuelans, we're not known for being golfers. So, but like I said, being blessed, and, here I am.
And was it true, I read you with a broomstick and a rock? Is that part of the story?
Yeah, I feel like as a kid, I would hit anything that I could find, rocks, broomstick, everything. I would grab anything that I could swing, and I would do it. So I feel like I was a good athlete as a young kid. So that's kind of how things started. Yeah.
And if you could go back in time, what would you say to your young self then? Could you ever imagine this moment?
Yeah, for sure. Just keep dreaming, right? That's all you can tell yourself if you had to go back. Keep dreaming, because that's the only thing that can keep you going. I've been doing this long enough, and I've had some good, some ups and some downs, and obviously believing and dreaming is what keeps you going. So that's what I would do.
Alex?
Johnny, can you talk about, obviously, the first hole you bogeyed, which is the only blemish on the card. What happened there, and what were you thinking after the first hole?
Yeah, you definitely want to start with a bogey on 10. When it's, like I said, when it's one of the somewhat few scoreable holes out here. Just hit a tee shot right. Didn't really have much of a chance to advance it far, so I kind of left myself about 200 yards for my third shot. Hit a good one, but it just kind of skipped all the way to the back of the green and 3-putted, It was one of those things that, I made bogey, but just kind of hit a little bit of a bad tee shot, and which is going to happen here. I don't think you can really get too caught up on making bogeys. You just got to, not try to make them many. So, but yeah, it wasn't a good start, but I knew that I've been playing good golf, and it's a course that if it kind of suits my game. So I really didn't want to get too caught up on that bogey, but it wasn't fun starting that way for sure.
Okay, and then the rest of the holes, was there a hole that you'd look at and says that kind of got my round going?
To be honest, the next hole, 11, I hit a great shot, a really good tee shot. Hit a good second shot, but the wind kind of picked up in my face, and I left it short in the bunker. And I hit a bunker shot to about 12 to 15 feet, and I made it for par. Obviously, you know, I mean, making that par was key. I didn't really want to start bogey out here because it could get out of, out of hand. So making that putt gave myself a great chance on 12. Didn't make it, and then made a good one on 13, and made 14 and 15, which, it just definitely changed the whole momentum of the round.
And there was a hole where you almost hold the bunker shot?
On 14.
Okay. You did make it, though.
I didn't hold it. I hit the hole.
Okay, because I got you as a birdie up there, so that...
Well, I made birdie. So
it's because it's the short par 4.
For sure, par 4, yeah.
Okay. And then lastly, how lucky did you feel, I know you looked a little tired walking up 9, how lucky did you feel where that ball didn't go into the bunker? Would that have been a much more difficult shot?
That would have been a lot harder of a shot. Obviously, I had 230 into that hole. It would have been a lot harder to get it to where I got it. So, yeah, definitely, one that came my way.
Que Johnny, en español, un par de cosas. Primero, la historia de la ronda, ¿no? De dos partes, el empezar con bogey y mentalizarte que no te distraiga y seguir adelante, ¿no? ¿Cómo lo has hecho?
Sí, una ronda increíble, obviamente. Cada vez que puedes comenzar un torneo como este, tan grande, tan bien de esta manera, siempre es positivo. Comencé un poco mal, un poco flojo en el 10 y el 11, pero pude poner unas seguidillas de verdes ahí entre el 13, 14 y 15 que quizás mantuvieron la ronda en buen momentum. Así que una ronda en realidad bastante buena. Me sentí que jugué bastante bien. Las condiciones no estaban fáciles en la tarde, con el viento soplando bastante inconsistente. Pero bueno, obviamente que contentísimo de la forma como terminó.
Y decías el saber que tu juego siempre ha estado ahí y que puedes hacer cosas como el que has hecho al final, ¿no? 5 birdies en 6 hoyos, ¿no?
Sí, obviamente que sabemos que está ahí. La misión es dejar que el juego salga, así que eso que pasó ahí obviamente que es producto de eso, así que esperemos que podamos mantenerse por 3 días más.
Y la última cosa, 4 latinoamericanos, 3 top 10 ahora mismo, al principio del torneo.
Sí, buenísimo. Obviamente que sabemos que la región tiene grandes jugadores, lo estamos demostrando obviamente y es lo más importante que tenemos, así que a seguir dándole y esperamos que vengan más.
Muy bien, gracias.
Great. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it.